Hey guys, Lord Snake here with another commentary video. My opponent this time is Ben Brick 93, all lowercase. Now, this video is a little bit different than my other ones, because this one has got to be one of my worst games I have ever played. However, I'm showing it to you because it had to be the funniest thing ever, because I still wound up winning. You will see later, and you probably read in the description already. But anyway, just note that I do have an army, and my opponent has an army. But my army really doesn't matter since I sucked the big one on this. I had an Imperial Infantry, U.S. Marines, 2 Imperial Guard Infantry, and a Kihite Infantry, 2 Spear Levies, my General, and 2 Yariki. My opponent had, looks like, 1 Bow Ashigaru and 2 Bow Samurai. And yes, he was a normal Shogun to Avatar in the Avatar Conquest thing. He had a Yari Ashigaru here. Looks like 3 Nodachi Samurai. 4 Katana Samurai, and another Yari Ashigaru right here. And his general, which was not a bow and arrow general, so it was a melee general. I'm not sure if it was a morale-based general or a melee or attack power-based general. But you can see he's definitely getting up this hill before me, and he will have a huge advantage if he can do that, on the account of his archers can fire from right here and hit my guys over here, but my guys can't get line of sight to shoot them back. So I'm trying to get over here to capture this archery dojo and move up from the side of the hill, where it's a little bit better on the side of the hill. You get a little bit of a better line of sight, but it really didn't help me much. And you will see, this is actually one of the worst games that I've played. And yes, it does happen. And to anyone who is still a little ignorant as to how commentators do these videos, they lose just like everyone else. It's just that most of the time they lose a little bit less often. I don't. I lose a lot. And I only really show you the videos where I really win. So this is one where I did manage to win, and I probably wouldn't have saved the replay, so I wouldn't be showing you it if the sides were switched and I was my opponent who managed to save all of his army. As you can see, Milosh is trying to contact me again through Steam. It's fine. Anyway, he's already shooting at my guys right here. And you can see I'm sending my guys up to attack, and they're just sitting there going, "Derp, what?" I'm actually sitting there with them fully highlighted going, right click, right click, right click. Come on, kill them. But my guys just aren't moving. You can see this unit of guards is actually moving up there to attack, but this one back here, for some reason, just did not want to go up there. Same with the U.S. Marines. I have no clue what it was. Sometimes it really does happen where the controls and whatnot get really buggy and your men get really confused as of what's happening. Right here I saw a gap in the lines because he sent some horse guys to attack these Kihite and Imperial Guards, and so I sent my horsemen around so that I could target his general. And as you can see, I did get his general into melee with my horse guys, and it was kind of effective, but it really didn't make his general run away. And you can see he got those Yari Ashigaru in to close in on my spearmen, while his general made the quick getaway right here. You can see his general right here. You coward! But yeah, my opponent really did play a lot better than I did. And right here, the U.S. Marines got into melee with some of these, or Nodachi Samurai. Obviously, a Nodachi Samurai is better than the U.S. Marines in melee combat. You can see the U.S. Marines are definitely taking a lot more casualties, even though they are a lot more, are a much higher veteran rank. And you can see all of my men are running away. Here's where I'm going to stop really, well, you can see my Yariki routed a bow samurai, and I tried to route a couple more since they were ranged units, but it really didn't work out like I was hoping. But you can see I got a couple where I got these two down a lot. At the very least, I really did hurt his infantry. And I set up my Kihaite and Imperial Guard infantry right here to battle his Katana Samurai and Nodachis, if he's got one of those. He's got kind of weird colors. He's got red and blue armor for his samurai. I like to keep mine all as one color, usually. You can see the beautiful melee brawl that takes place here. But quite literally, this is where the main one is. Because my general really did own a lot of his army right here. Because he had 3 melee guys that were just trying to charge at my general, and as you saw from the previous battle, my general is a ranged guy now. You can see just shredding apart this Katana Samurai division. And, you know, these elite infantry units are actually holding their own for a while. But you can see that the Imperial Guard infantry is wavering, and these guys are shaken, not stirred. Now they're wavering. As you can see, my general's still shooting at his guys. I saw his general coming in at me, so I basically tried to maneuver my guys around a little bit so that they would fire at him a bit better. But for some reason, when I right-clicked, my general is just like, no, I don't want to do that. And my general right now is wavering, and I had to put a rally up so he didn't start running away, because, I mean, when you look back over here, you just see all of these enemy units, 11 units. I mean, there's quite, or the odds are really stacked against my general. You can see the morale meter right here. The enemy units remaining and your units remaining. It's really stacked against me. I guess that isn't morale. But it's definitely something that affects morale. But you can see these guys are getting shot as they're trying to back up away from my general. A nice trail of bodies are following them. As well as right here, there's a bunch of corpses, but for the most part, I messed up big time. I have difficulties fighting normal Shogun 2 armies on here on the account of if there's a little hill. Gun units don't fire if there's just even the slightest hill. They don't see the enemy, so they don't shoot them. Which is realistic, I suppose, but at the same time, I don't think that bow units would be as accurate as they are like that. Right here, you can see me. I'm backing up my general so that he's got plenty of room between him and the enemy. And here he sends his general in for a charge. And you can see that was not a very smart idea. His guy runs into my general right there, and it's like, do not want. Runs away right away. My general's just like, screw you, dude. Keeps shooting at him. You can see he got his bow samurai in range of my general, but he didn't kill any of my general's units with that. So I got to kill his general, and right now I was really just thinking of, well, this is going to be a funny harass, at least. And I know my opponent the entire game was like, well, why don't you just send your general in and fight like man? And I'm like, dude, I'm fighting smart right now, and so far I've managed to kill your general. I might have lost the battle, but at the very least I can annoy the living shit out of you. And my opponent was not very kind to that, which I don't suppose anyone really would be, especially considering that my general has such a huge range, and all of his guys are pretty much melee aside from these two bow units that he has, a bow Ashigaru and a bow samurai. Which the bow Ashigaru are already wavering, and they're broken and running away. He started to use fire arrows, but as you can see, they only got one of my guys. So I backed out my general a bit more so that he wasn't going to shred my general, especially with all of these Yari Ashigaru coming in trying to get to my guys. There you can see his bow Ashigaru are out. Right here I sent my general back in for a bold charge against the enemy. He sure does get a couple of them at a time, but any way you can whittle down your enemy forces, especially when they're wavering like that. But you can see my guys are wavering too, and they just got a couple of deaths on their part. I believe it was from that bow samurai got them. Bow samurai got in range. Right now I have 28 out of 40. And right now he's going to try to charge again. Which the huge mobility of all of the revolver cavalry type units, as well as the range, really makes them a force to be reckoned with. And here you can see I routed the Yari Ashigaru division right here, so they're running away. And he saw what was happening, so he sent all of his guys into the bushes so that I would have to get close in order to start shooting them. And I pretty much figured that was going to be the end of the battle, and I was just going to make these guys rout and maybe this bow samurai unit rout as well. But you can see I got a couple of the Yari Ashigaru here, made them rout. I kept firing on him, and I think my opponent even said it's going to be really funny when you run out of ammo. Well, I looked at my ammo gauge right here, and my general actually had about 60% of his ammo left. And right here, these guys were not hidden by the trees, and he actually charged them at me. So I just started shooting them. I had plenty of time before they were going to get to me, these Nodachis. And right there, they just routed and started running away. And you can see right here, he started to send his troops up again. And these guys weren't hidden, so I started shooting at them. And this is where it gets really funny. Here in a minute or two. Watch this gauge too, by the way.
General, look! Their allies run!
There's another one that ran. And there's his entire army running away. Just a mass rout right there where all of them just got shattered because they were all exhausted and they all had a low morale gauge. And so my opponent really, I don't think he was expecting that. And to be quite honest, I would be extremely infuriated, just enraged, if something like this were to happen to me. But GG to my opponent, and if he does find this on YouTube, I do apologize. I just had to show everyone on the account of absolutely how phenomenal it is that one unit managed to rout an entire army. You can see the big-ass body trails right here from where my general came from, and yes, my opponent actually did play better than me this game. It's just once I got down to controlling one unit, I did way better than he was at controlling 11 units. Anyway, I'm going to skip to the stats. Alright, here with the stats, you can see that I deployed a little bit less than my opponent. I deployed 440 less, lost a lot more than he did, and killed less than he did. But the real prime stat here is the kills on my general was really what saved my ass, and that was 477. You can see both of my Yari Key had more kills than deaths, so that's always a good thing. Usually I'm not nearly as effective with Yari Key as I was that game, but it really didn't help as much, or as much as I really needed, I suppose, to make it a really good game, a good battle. But as you can see, a lot of my guys walked away with like 15 kills. My US Marines walked away with 35, and that's just absolutely atrocious for a ranked 6 unit. But again, GG to my opponent, and I will see you all next game.